The first 10 matches of the season, I think the team did fairly well. We went 10 games unbeaten. At some point, we sat on number 1 for 3 weeks. We kept 6 clean sheets in there, and at that stage, we felt like we are on the right track. One was quite happy with the first 10, though we felt like there were a lot of chances that we were creating and we were not converting, which was our concern. And we told ourselves that during World Cup break we'll look into that part of scoring goals, because I mean, in the first 10 games, if you keep 6 clean sheets, then you are convinced at that time that defensively you are solid. We are doing the basics all right, and yeah. So yeah, for us the first 10 was quite impressive. The second 10 batch of games was not really impressive. We dropped points where we were not supposed to drop. I mean, the first 2 games in that we lost 2 matches in a row, which brought a little bit of instability, and because we had to now ask ourselves questions as to what is the problem, because now we find ourselves struggling to convert chances and also being open at the back, conceding goals from elementary mistakes. And and we used, as technical staff, we used comparison of the last season and the new season, both with the first 10 and the second 10. Last season, in the first 10 matches, we had collected 19 points. This season, in the first batch of 10, we collected 18 points. In the second batch, last season, we had collected 12. That was last season. This season, we collected 10. So, meaning both last season and this season, in our second batch, we did not do well, and then now obviously we will be preparing for last 10, which we have to be very aggressive and push the team to improve in so many sort of instances. So I think a lot of criticism come because a lot of focus is more on the current team compared to the last season. And I'm still of the view that if you look at the 2 batches, the first batch and the second batch, looking at the fact that we've lost so many players. I mean, from the squad of last season, we lost a possible 9 players to start. When we look at the new team now, we only have 2 players that were starting on regular basis in Motaung and Samuel Julius. Also Frank Mpedi. Yeah, 3 actually. Then the rest of the players are new in the team. And if one looks at all those factors and look at the position that we are sitting in, one is still confident that we will finish in a very respectful position. It's still, in my view, open. We still have 10 games to play, which gives you 30 points. We have 28 points, and in this league, for the past 2, 3, if not 4 seasons, no team finished above 55 points. So we just need to focus on things that we have to focus on, which is basics more than anything. Solid at the back, convert the chances that we are creating. And the difference is not so much. A lot of focus has been on how we ended last season, but very few people focuses on the process, and the process for us is key, because you look at the fact that you lost so many players. You compare those players with the ones that you have. First batch of if I bring a scenario, last season, the team that played last season only set position number 1 once, the team of this season set number 1 3 weeks, So it tells you, I think we are at the Currently, we are second team that served longer on the number one spot. So we look at that because our responsibility, as much as we want to get to the top, it's important for us to pay attention to the process, and the process informs us that yes, the first batch we dropped a point, the second batch we dropped 2 points, and we need to try and compensate on the last batch, which is 10, which we know is going to be a difficult one, but we should be able to fight and make sure that we get the team in the respectful position. Looking at our first 10 batch of games, we noticed that we were creating so many chances. Even till now, we create a lot of chances. I mean, we just played on the weekend a game against Baroka. We created 8 chances to score. They only had 2 chances. They scored their 2 goals. We could not score 2 goals. And we are a team that the way we are playing, we will always create chances, So we're informed by the fact that we create chances, and we needed a bit of experience. We needed a little bit of sharpness up front. Someone with a pedigree who can come in and score goals for us. And I'm certain that we cannot question the pedigree of Ramagalela Rodney. He's been there, he's got experience. We brought him in to at least solve that problem of us in terms of scoring goals. We know age is a little bit against him, but it's someone that has got a pedigree in terms of scoring goals. Thokozani Skotro. These are players that traveled. Toki grew up here, and I had opportunity to play with him when I was still myself a player. You look at his journey, being at some point at Free State Stars. He started here, contributing a lot in promoting the team to PSL, moving to Free State Stars, doing so well, finding himself at the Mamelodi Sundowns, then moving again to Chippa. Someone with a pedigree as well, someone that can, we believe that he can solve goals for us. But with him, it's more delivery because he's a very good dead ball specialist, So we felt that it's going to add a lot. With how we are playing in terms of Nikita races, we felt like we are more direct, we are more dynamic. We needed someone in case Kamohelo Piani cannot finish the game or yellow cards and 1, 2, 3. We needed Tristan. He is inexperienced. Age is still on his side. I think his future, if he can obviously pay attention and work on things that we are highlighting. So we wanted a direct substitute in case something happens to Kamohelo Piani. That's why we brought in Nikita Reses. He's got an eye for goals. I've seen him scoring goals. He was at some point he was at UJ Varsity team. Then he went to Baroka at DDC. It's a player that I know well, and I know that if you ask me now, what's his strength? His strength is scoring goals. If you give him opportunities, he scores goals. So he is a little bit unknown in football fraternity, especially professional level. But it's someone that we're going to work with him. We see future in him. He's got size, he's got physique, he's got the aerial dominance. So we just need to sharpen up 1 or 2 things. I think he would be able to assist us. Yeah, basically we brought those players to solve our problem up front. Mvambi came alive for us this season. He's our leading goal scorer at the present moment. And last season he was there in the squad, where he was not getting much game time. Looking at the people that he was competing with, a player like Sunny Lepans, player like Sani, who are with Richards Bay, you could see that competition was tight. We always believe that Mvambi has got a lot of potential. He's got an eye for a goal as well. The unfortunate part with him is the fact that he's injury prone. You are very lucky if you have Mvambi playing 4 or 5 games in a row. And even now, we're quite excited with him that almost every game is in, he's scoring. Then all of a sudden when we played against Utungati at home, a match we won, and I think he scored the first goal, if I'm not mistaken, in that game. and then while the game is on, he just broke down. So he's that type of a player, and but I saw him. He made his first session today. I'm confident that in a week or 2 weeks time, he should be back with the team full time to assist us. So yeah, I'm quite happy with him now, and because I see a lot of potential in him. I see that he will add a lot of value, especially in our attack, because he's our leading goal scorer at the present moment. Look, we brought defenders. We brought Komoto Masia, a former Leopards captain. He played PSL, and then he was with Marisbeck before we brought him here. So we brought him in. We brought Tshepiso Mahlangu, captain of Northwest University. For me, the reason we're bringing them was to say, let's bring them in case we have problems at the back in terms of bookings and all that. Because remember, at the time, when we were making these changes before World Cup, we had 16 sheets at the time. 16 sheets out of 10 matches. So we were convinced that defensively we were suited, but we needed backup. So the same players that are playing now, your Lulama Makoko, your Kiabitu, Bohati, your Mastole, Mkiawana, even the keepers, Kyle Peters, and Tsepo Momabulu. Those were players that kept 16 sheets in first 10 matches. And those are players that we're still using. That's why I'm saying they did it in first 10 matches. And I still believe that they can do it. Sometimes it might be element of complacency that crept in, and at the time we did not see it. We took it lightly, and then now it's hitting it hard. I can tell you during World Cup, we did not really pay attention more on defense, because we felt that defensively we were solid, and we just said we need a backup. I remember when we were in a meeting discussing Lula, we said, in case something happens to Lula, who do we have? That's when the issue of Masia came in. Then if in case something happens to a player like Kikia, who's doing well, or Mastole, who do we have defensively? That's when we got those two in to say, let's cover ourselves in case something of this nature happens. Then the league starts. You are thinking that the focus is now converting chances. Then the chances, you get them here and there, you don't convert enough. Then another problem comes at the back, which before World Cup we thought, no, we don't have any issue here. We are solid defensively. We've got keepers that are solid. We've got defense that is really reasonable. And we did not say it based on thumb-sucking. Stats is there. 10 matches, 16 sheets at professional level. That's a huge achievement. So yeah, then all of a sudden this happens. Now we are back where we are worried now. Almost every game we are playing, we are conceding. Then we have to ask ourselves questions and bring solutions to say, what could be a problem? It's another spinner in our this season. Something that really we cannot touch. I don't know how to explain it. Because if you look at, I would again compare it with last season. Last season, we had a great record at home. I think last season in the matches that we lost, we only lost one match at home. And I'm talking entire season. This season, we are doing fairly well away compared to home. You are quite correct. Out of 5 matches we lost 4 at home. So it's another thing that it becomes difficult for us to explain, to say how come we are not collecting home, or in fact we are losing crucial matches at home where it should be easy for us to win matches. But solution has to come amongst us, technical staff and the players, to say these 2 variables that we are bringing, losing to bottom teams and also losing at home more of the games, we have to bring solutions. We are given this responsibility to bring solutions, and this is a time where we can't say we don't know. We have to bring solutions. We have to sit down, we have to be aggressive and try to dissect and find solution. And I'm hopeful that with the remaining 10 games, we should be there. I'm confident that we are still in contention. We find it as I look at it as a dicey situation. Like I said, we have to find solution. Actually, instead of scaring me, it motivates me to say we need to sit down and brainstorm and say why this is happening and find solution. Look, the last 10 matches is going to be very interesting. To be honest, it's going to be interesting simply because of the reasons that you put, that we have a lot of teams that are above us to play against, which I know they are gunning for Champions League and also the playoff spot. We are also in that. You know, football is a funny game in my view. If you look at the games that we lost to the teams that are behind us. The teams that are above us at the present moment, we have not lost to them, apart from Kazakh. But when we lost to Kazakh was behind us. So all games that we lost were teams that are behind us. Teams that are above us, we managed to collect points from them, or maybe a point, you know. So is it a psychological thing? Is it the element of complacency? That's what we are trying to find out from the squad, because they're competing very well when we play against this team. I mean, when we played against Utumati, when we won 2-1, Utumati was number 7, we were number 8. We won that match. When we played against All Stars were number 6, we were number 7. We've won that match. Then the next match you play Magesi. Magesi is at the bottom. They beat us 1-0. The next match you play against Baroka. Baroka is there at the bottom. They beat us. You look at the Platinum City Rovers. When they beat us, they are bottom. You look at the Pretoria Kings. They beat us, they are bottom. So collectively as a team, we need to find solution towards that, because we technical staff is still debating on it to say how come it's happening this way, you know, where you should be really collecting from bottom teams and at least fight for a point, and if you get maximum on your above teams, then you know. So this is unfortunately we've been going through that, where games where you think, you believe that you get maximum points will struggle a little bit, and games that you feel like these are going to be tough matches, we get 3 points. So now looking at the fact that we are going to be faced with those teams, that's why we are praying that it should come, we should get a point from those teams, because clearly we've been doing well against despite the fact that we've lost so many players that were starting last season. I still believe, because where I draw comfort is on the first 10 matches. I mean, 6 clean sheets, go 10 matches undefeated. Then today I sit here and then I want to say we did not assemble a strong team. No, we've assembled a strong team. In my view, what is important is to cut elementary mistakes and also to score the chances that we are creating. We are creating a lot of chances. I don't know why we are not. We convert those chances. We get back to our clean sheet. We are back in contention. But what is important for us as a team, especially technical staff and players, is to focus on the process. Like I said, I will repeat it again. Last season, the process was almost the same. We've collected 19 points first round. We collected 12 points not first round, first 10 games. Second 10, we collected 12. This season we collected 18 first round. First 10, we collected 12. 10 second batch. I'm saying we are still within a touching distance. I know we focused more on the end, as our job is to focus on the process, and the process informs me that we are not far off from where we were last season. It's about rectifying those 2 elementary mistakes that we are making, then we are good to